Hello, everyone, and welcome to the software demo for the AOPEN KP180 web camera. My name is Miles Schofield. I'm the sales engineer for AOPEN America. So what we're going to be talking about today is just a quick little run through of the software that comes with the KP180, how to use it, where to get it, what it works on, et cetera, et cetera. So first question, where to get it? There's a QR code on the Quick Start guide, but also you can get the program directly off of the downloads page on the AOPEN website. So download support and then go to downloads. But the far easier way is just to go to the KP180 product page. So AOPEN KP180, you'll find the main product page and the two primary software links. So the two primary versions are for Windows 10 and Mac OS right now, or iOS right now, Apple products. So those are the only two versions available. So if you want to use the software, make sure you use it on one of those types of devices. After you download it, you just need to install it. And then this is the dashboard that you're going to see. You can see that you get the primary camera view and the little box on the upper right, my upper right, the box in the right that says Navigator is going to be what's being output through the virtual driver. So if you're not familiar what a virtual driver is, it's basically just when the camera output that's going into a program like Zoom is coming from a software instead of directly the camera. So it's being edited, it's being manipulated, we're going to have different display layouts, all that sort of stuff. So what you're going to basically see is when you have the KP180 Studio software running is that you're going to open up Zoom and you're going to see the KP180, which is just the regular camera, and then you're going to see something called Studio Camera, which is a feed coming from the software. So you just select that one, and then it'll start pulling the edited stream from this program. So the other thing, of course, to note when you're setting up your scenario is once again, when you're using streaming software, it's going to truncate the video a lot. So something that's going to look clear to you on this software may be getting extremely downscaled. So always keep that in mind, that Zoom is going to shrink your video by a ton. And that's just, they all do that to automatically save bandwidth and try and optimize performance. So without further ado, let's get into the software itself. So the KP180, of course, the default view is extremely large. You can see that the 180 degree covers my entire studio apartment. It's so big, it covers both my key lights. I had to sort of turn them around to keep from blinding you guys. And you can see that it's so wide that this artifact right here is actually the monitor. So I just have the camera sitting on the top of my my work monitor and sitting a normal distance. But you can see that it looks like I'm a lot further away, which is this effect of the wider field of view, right? So a normal web camera, it'd be much more closer in on my face, but you can see that you just get a ton more information with the KP180. So we're going to talk about how to manipulate the field of view and all that sort of stuff as I go through the software. So let's talk about all the things you can change in the bar on the right, and we'll talk about individual applications after that. So you can see that the Navigator, that the output view that you're currently going to be sending to programs like Zoom, these are all the selectable displays. We'll get into that very soon. And then the auto detect is specifically for face auto detect. If you want to use a very aggressive face tracking, if you're going to be walking around while talking and things like that. And then the last part is, of course, just the general camera settings that update dynamically. There's presets, and then but I just keep it on custom, and you can change the environmental gain if you have slightly different. You can see they just update instantly if you're streaming. So always feel if you're using the software to quickly adjust those. Of course, lighting boost. The flicker is actually for if you have specific types of lighting, for instance, in EU that would match the frame rate, and it will sort of create a distortion effect. So this sort of fixes the frame rate to other things, so you don't get that interference. Probably not going to happen in the United States. 3D noise reduction is when you want your blacks to be a little less noisy. So it's just a smoothing filter. And of course, gamma is a different type of lighting gain overall. So those are the general effects. So let's talk about the modes. So this is the default, what I view as the default mode, which is how I use the web camera every day for work. Now, obviously, I don't want people seeing my whole apartment. So what you do is you're able to draw boxes on the screen, and you're able to modify them and drag them around. You can see that it's a fixed size, right? But I can sort of drag it around. I can sort of expand it a little bit. And so it's very, very easy and intuitive to work with. So I can just take this box, sort of drag it around, do whatever I like. If I go over here, I can sort of, it's really, really easy and dynamic to change. And keep in mind that, this is the studio software and what's going to go through Zoom is actually the view in the corner. So the first thing I want to talk about in this mode in particular is that I don't usually when I work, but you can turn on, there's two separate types of tracking available in the software. The first, you can see if you just right click, you can delete the box, put it back, really intuitive, easy to use, and then you can turn on what's generic auto tracking. You can see that it starts to sort of follow my face. Now this is just a generic motion tracker. It's not computationally intensive, and you can see it's not too bad though, because it's trying to stay with my head, which is the thing that's moving the most as I sort of rock back and forth or sort of walk in front. If I'm giving a presentation, if I'm walking around, it's going to track me regardless. It's obviously not perfect because it gets distracted by motion, but it works pretty well if you're in a calm environment. The other type of tracking, so if I delete this box, let's get a new box going on. Actually, I don't need a new box because I'm going to turn on auto detect. So with the auto detect, you can see it immediately recognized my face and snapped in real quick. And so what auto detect does is basically finds any faces in the frame. And once again, you can't have pictures of your family members in your shot because it's obviously any facial recognition software is going to pick that up too. If I turn on auto detect, it's a very aggressively tracking faces in this case. And so it's not doing motion, it's finding the face in every frame. And it's very, very intensive. I would not recommend it using this on slower laptops or slower computers because it does take a lot of processing power to use facial finding algorithm every, so many times per second. So you can see once again that it really aggressively tracks you. And this is not going to break as easy because it's constantly trying to find your face within the frame. So, all right, let's get rid of this box and talk about some of the other modes. So the mode, oh, you can see it snapped right back, found my face right again. So the mode that I use for the unboxing is this picture-in-picture mode. So it's customizable. There's two boxes, and if you ever mess up and draw extra boxes, it's no big deal. You just delete them. If you turn on auto tracking, you can always. It's very easy to use and very quick to modify your sort of scene layout. So this is the layout that I used for my unboxing video, and it just has you focus on yourself and for the little talking box. And I don't have the same camera angle, but I could be talking about this product and be showing it off that way. You cannot change the size of the little picture-in-picture. If I wanted to make it bigger, then I can use this mode, which is sort of just an equal sort of size per sort of selection. As you can see, it fits them all four. And I could have done this for the unboxing video. I could have taken two boxes. I could have been talking, and then I could have been holding up the product right here. So I could have gone over here, and then I could have been talking about the unboxing just like this. So you can see that you can change the scene and modify the little boxes really, really quick. And it's really intuitive because they all have a little resizing and drag boxes. So the other types of modes available are these sort of fixed modes. So you can see that it has a fixed sort of long bar, right? Whereas if you want an entire class or a group or a meeting, but with one thing being focused, right? If you're giving the instruction, but people need to see the entire chalkboard or their entire whiteboard or the entire class, whatever, right? And so we're really just highlighting one person at the table effectively with this particular mode. With this mode, you can highlight multiple things at the table. So you can sort of see just by the little icon there, I'm highlighting myself. But if there was two other people and we're sort of having an in-person webinar, I could have the entire group and then three people who were primarily talking sort of, have these individual frames up. So you can see that just in general, these layouts can be extremely flexible. It's very easy to change dynamically, even during a meeting. And like I said, if you draw some extra boxes or whatever, you can always just get rid of them. It's no big deal, right? So that's pretty much all I had to say about the software. So if you have any questions, always message us at info@aopen, and have a great day. Take care.